are going to start with the topic of World Heritage Sites. जब हम लोग बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व्स कर रहे थे तो आपको याद होगा कि अक्सर बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व्स में it was being said that the biosphere reserves are a part of the World Heritage Sites. And at that point of time, I had told you that this is a separate topic and we will cover it separately. तो आज हम World Heritage Sites के बारे में बात करेंगे. The concept of World Heritage Site is as old as 1972 when a convention on this regard was signed as a treaty by UNESCO and its member countries. So UNESCO क्या है? UNESCO was established in 1945. It is a part of the United Nations organization. UNESCO is spelled as United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. So when UNESCO started off in 1972, it was decided that anything which has an outstanding universal value, और यही कॉन्सेप्ट आपको बार बार और आपके आंसर का हिस्सा होना चाहिए. द कॉन्सेप्ट इज ऑफ आउटस्टैंडिंग यूनिवर्सल वैल्यू. तो कोई भी चीज, वेदर इट इज एन पीस ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर, वेदर इट इज अ नेचुरल लैंडस्केप, which in the concept or in the presence of the community is understood that it should be brought to the world's notice and should be preserved. So there are twofold tasks for the World Heritage Site. One, that it needs to be propagated, the world at large should know about it, and second, it needs to be preserved. So both preservation and propagation is the concept behind the World Heritage Sites. अब World Heritage Sites में आर्किटेक्चर इंक्लूडेड है और इसके संग संग नेचुरल लैंडस्केप्स इंक्लूडेड है, और हम इसे बायोडाइवर्सिटी की क्लास में इसलिए कर रहे हैं बिकॉज देयर आर अ नंबर ऑफ साइट्स इन इंडिया, एक्चुअली 7 and 1 मिक्स्ड साइट, जिसमें कि बोथ नेचुरल एंड कल्चरल फीचर्स दोनों प्रेजेंट है. इस तरह की साइट हमारे पास इंडिया में अवेलेबल है, इसीलिए वी आर डूइंग इट एज अ पार्ट ऑफ द biodiversity. Now, what happened is that the World Heritage Site, if you need to define it, is a place that is listed by UNESCO for its special cultural or physical significance. I repeat, World Heritage Site is a place. सबसे पहले क्या है? It's a place. Then it is listed by UNESCO for its special cultural or physical significance. So World Heritage Site को हम WHS करके रेफर करेंगे. So WHS is a place which is listed by UNESCO for its special cultural or physical significance. So World Heritage Site is a place, it is listed by UNESCO for its special cultural or physical significance. ये लिस्ट कौन मेंटेन करता है? दिस लिस्ट इज मेंटेन्ड बाय द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज प्रोग्राम. दिस लिस्ट इज मेंटेन्ड बाय समथिंग कॉल्ड द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज प्रोग्राम. वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज प्रोग्राम is administered by, और अब एक एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का नाम आएगा, एंड दिस पार्ट where there are committees and organization is the important part. बाकी जो आपको मैं 39 sites हैं वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज में इंडिया की, वो एक एक करके बताऊंगी, but they are not of so much significance because you will keep reading about them in your history chapters or in art and architecture. So these are the concepts which are important, should be a part of any answer which comes on World Heritage Site. So World Heritage Site is a place which is listed by UNESCO for its physical or cultural significance. ये लिस्ट मेंटेन कौन करता है? ये लिस्ट मेंटेन करता है द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज कमिटी, और ये वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज कमिटी इज एडमिनिस्टर्ड बाय द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज प्रोग्राम. द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज प्रोग्राम इज एडमिनिस्टर्ड by the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. So the World Heritage Program is administered by the World Heritage Committee. तो अभी तक आपका 3 हिस्सा हो गया, मतलब एक यूनेस्को हो गया, यूनेस्को के अंडर में एक वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज प्रोग्राम हो गया. ये वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज प्रोग्राम एडमिनिस्टर करती है द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज कमिटी. दिस वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज कमिटी इज कंपोज्ड ऑफ 21 members of UNESCO who are elected by the General Assembly from time to time. So ये जो आपकी वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज कमिटी है, दिस इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट बॉडी फॉर द फाइनल लिस्टिंग ऑफ द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट्स. दिस वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज कमिटी इंक्लूड्स 21 members of UNESCO who are elected by the General Assembly. अब ये आपकी जो वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज कमिटी है, it meets at least once a year. It meets at least once a year. Once a year to make this list. So we have said that the UNESCO is the one which maintains a list, which is maintained under the World Heritage Program. This World Heritage Program is administered by the UNESCO World Heritage Committee, which is composed of 21 members, which are elected by the General Assembly. The United Nations Scientific and Cultural Organization seeks to encourage, to identify, protect and preserve cultural and natural heritage. इसका aim क्या है? The aim is to encourage member countries to identify, protect and preserve the cultural and natural heritage of their country. तो इसमें steps क्या follow होते हैं? जो first step इसका होता है is a nomination of a site by a respective country. So for example, India chose Taj Mahal in 1983 to be a part of, or in 1993 to be a part of the World Heritage Site. इसने प्रपोज किया यूनेस्को को, और किस कॉन्सेप्ट से ड्रिवन है? The concept which it is driven by is of outstanding universal value. I repeat, outstanding universal value. So all listing is done on the basis of OUV, outstanding universal value. इसकी बेसिस पे ये वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज कमिटी के पास जाता है, and then it is evaluated by 2 organizations. One is the International Council on Monuments and Sites. First one is International Council on Monuments and Sites, and the second one is the World Conservation Union. I will write After the member countries nominate, when the member countries nominate on the basis of outstanding universal value, this then is seen by, it is seen by the international monuments and sites. इसको आप प्लीज लिख लीजिएगा क्योंकि ये आंसर के सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट हिस्से हैं. International Council on Monuments and Sites, that's one, and the second one is the World Conservation Union. The World Conservation Union. The World Conservation Union. First and two. This is the ICMS. इसको आप कहते हैं ICMS. International Council on Monuments and Sites. और इसको आप कहते हैं World Conservation Union. इसको आप कहते हैं WCU. So one we have done OUV, which is the outstanding universal value, which after nomination based on this, it goes to these two councils or committees, जो भी आप इसको समझिए, International Council on Monuments and Sites and the World Conservation Union. इन दोनों के बाद they decide whether it should become a part of the World Heritage Site or not. Mostly they accept the nomination of the country, but sometimes they ask you a question and leave you listed. Like for example, in July 2021, there is a temple called the Ramappa Temple, which has just got listed in the World Heritage Site. It was listed for being a part of the World Heritage Site since 2014, but उसकी listing अभी जाकर के complete हुई है. तो July 2021 में it has become a part of the World Heritage Site. अब वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट में क्या क्या चीजें इंक्लूड होती हैं अंडर आउटस्टैंडिंग यूनिवर्सल वैल्यू. आई वांट टू कीप रिपीटिंग दिस ताकि आप इसे भूलिए नहीं और किसी भी आंसर में सबसे पहले आप इसी को इंक्लूड कीजिएगा. जितनी भी टेक्स्ट कोट की गई है वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट पे, इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट, डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड अबाउट इट. बट जहां भी लिखा गया है उस टेक्स्ट में आउटस्टैंडिंग यूनिवर्सल वैल्यू हर जगह इंक्लूडेड है. Now, what are the things which are included in outstanding universal value? One is this includes something of significance, a place having some cultural heritage. It includes places which have cultural heritage or some natural heritage. Or what is called your mixed heritage. मिक्स हेरिटेज में आपके पास कल्चरल हेरिटेज भी आ रही है और आपके पास नेचुरल हेरिटेज भी आ रही है. सो everything which is included in the World Heritage Site has to be of outstanding universal value. It can be a part of your cultural heritage, it can be a part of your natural heritage, or it can be a part of your mixed heritage. जब आप कल्चरल हेरिटेज की बात करते हैं तो आप जैसे you can talk of the Vatican City in Rome, something completely cultural heritage. If you have a look at Kanchenjunga National Park, which we will be talking about shortly, in Sikkim, it comes under mixed heritage. And why does it come under mixed heritage? Because it includes something both of cultural significance as well as natural, because it's also a biosphere reserve, it's also a national park. Then you will have something only of natural significance like the Sundarbans, जो कि हमारे पास biggest mangrove forests हैं world के, and we share part of the territory with Bangladesh, but otherwise they are very much a part of India. Now, if you look at the World Heritage Site, in 2019 there were 1,121, but ये figure आप quote मत कीजिएगा क्योंकि by the time you give the exams, a number more sites would have been added, और 2021 में भी बहुत सारी साइट्स इस पे ऑलरेडी ऐड की गई हैं. Out of the UNESCO sites, the highest number is taken by the continent which is Europe. और यूरोप में स्पेसिफिक कंट्रीज हैं जिनके बारे में मैं अभी आपको जिक्र करके बताती हूँ, so that you have a fair enough idea that India with 39 sites is one of the countries in the top 10 countries, but there are other countries which are doing much better. तो अगर आप आर्किटेक्चरली देखिए तो यूरोप डोमिनेट्स. अगर आप नेचुरल हेरिटेज के टर्म्स में देखिए, then China and the USA and Australia dominate in terms of natural heritage. और mixed heritage के लिए so they are equally spread all over the world. So when we say that Europe dominates the world heritage sites, we are saying that in totality there are 221 World Heritage Sites in Europe. और इन 221 World Heritage Sites में से 50 are in Italy. And Italy got more gold than India in the Olympics. We should also remember that. So 50 World Heritage Sites in Italy, followed by 44 sites in Germany, followed by 42 sites in Spain, followed by 39 in France. So if you just keep in mind the top 3, that should be good enough. First and foremost is that foremost is 221 total sites of Europe. Then there are 50 in Italy. Europe में सबसे top country है Italy. उसके बाद है Germany with 44, Spain with 42, 39 France. I think that is good enough for you to remember. अब इंडिया में ये प्रक्रिया कैसे शुरू होती है? इंडिया में there is a National Commission for Cooperation with UNESCO. It is called the INCCU. Okay, so जो ये INCCU है, जो इंटरनेशनल कमिटी है for heritage understanding, उससे कौन टाई अप करता है? उससे टाई अप करती है द नेशनल कमीशन for cooperation with UNESCO. National Commission for Cooperation with UNESCO. Okay, and along with the National Commission for Cooperation with UNESCO, you have what is called the Archaeological Survey of India. So you have the ASI and you have the NCCU. तो आप इसको इंडियन नेशनल कमीशन फॉर कोऑपरेशन विद यूनेस्को कर दीजिए, तो इट बिकम्स INCCU, इंडियन नेशनल कमीशन फॉर कोऑपरेशन विद यूनेस्को. सो ASI प्लस INCCU go towards the or represent the case to the World Heritage Committee. और ये वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज कमिटी 21 members की है, who all belong to UNESCO, and they are elected by the General Assembly from time to time. I hope so far so good. All right. Now what we need to understand is that there are certain criteria. In fact, जो outstanding universal value है उसको समझने के लिए 10 क्राइटेरिया बनाए गए हैं। और किसी भी वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट में यदि इनमें से एक भी क्राइटेरिया प्रेजेंट हुआ, सो इट हैज अ गुड इनफ chance of becoming a part of the World Heritage Site. To make it more relevant for you, I decided that we should go immediately to the latest site, which I said has got listed in July 2021. तो ये जो 10 क्राइटेरिया हैं इनके बारे में I will be telling you one at a time. तो जो 2021 का हमारा वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट लिया गया उसमें आता है द Ramappa. So it's Ramappa. So Ramappa temple, and it belongs to Telangana, आंध्र प्रदेश। इनफैक्ट ये आंध्र प्रदेश की पहली वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट है which has got into recognition in July 2021. For India, it is the 39th World Heritage Site. I am starting off with the most relevant. Whenever you get a question on World Heritage Site, and it has come in 2019, the year Jaipur as a city got added to the World Heritage Site. So India has two cities in the World Heritage Site. One is Jaipur and the other is Ahmedabad. ये दोनों cities World Heritage Site का हिस्सा है और Ahmedabad became a part of the World Heritage Site in 2018 and 2019 Jaipur became a part of it. So in 2021, if Ramappa temple becomes a part of the World Heritage Site, I think it is worth recalling because questions are going to be driven by this only. अब ये रामाप्पा टेम्पल जो आपका 2021 में WHS का पार्ट बना, इसका यूनिक फीचर क्या है? फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम वेरी फ्यू साइट्स इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ आर्कियोलॉजी आर नेम्ड आफ्टर द पर्सन हु कंस्ट्रक्ट्स इट. तो जो रामाप्पा टेम्पल है आपका, इसका नाम जो है इट हैज बीन पुट आफ्टर रिचेरिया रुद्र रेड्डी. आई रिपीट इट फॉर यू so that it becomes easier for you. General Rucheria Rudra Reddy. I repeat, it is one of those few archaeological sites. Archaeology आप कहेंगे या कल्चरल साइट कहेंगे which is named after the person who has constructed it. So the General Rucheria Rudra Reddy worked under what is called the Kakatiya dynasty. He was working under the Kakatiya dynasty in the 13th century AD. And the king of that time is said to be Ganpati Dev. ये इनके king थे. King was Ganpati Dev. Now, Rucheria Rudra Reddy has constructed a temple. It is in fact a group of temples where the outside is made out of granite and dolomite. Pillars are there. It's a typical Hindu temple जिसमें एक शिखर है और एक sanctuary sanctum जिसको आप कहते हैं जो inside the temple available होता है, वो it is made up of porous bricks and it seems as though it is floating. It is considered to be an architectural marvel of its time. Don't know why India has taken almost all these years to enlist it as a part of the World Heritage Site, but it is considered to be a marvel in architecture and speaks of our cultural tradition. Along with that, it belongs to Lord Shiv. So some of the things which you need to remember is that Ramappa temple, 13th century AD. It is the 39th World Heritage Site. It is named after Rudra Reddy or Rucheria Rudra Reddy, who worked under the Kakatiya dynasty. और उस समय के राजा का नाम था गणपति देव. It includes, like I said, it is made up of pillars of granite and dolerite. और बाहर के लिए इन्होंने ये पिलर्स हैं इसके, और अदरवाइज पूरा आर्किटेक्चर इज मेड कार्व्ड आउट ऑफ सैंडस्टोन. जो इसका इनर सैंक्टम है, इनर सैंक्टम, इट्स मेड अप ऑफ पोरस ब्रिक्स. इट्स मेड अप ऑफ पोरस ब्रिक्स, जिसकी वजह से ये फ्लोटिंग दिखता है. It appears to be floating. So these are some of your points. Rama Temple, first site in Telangana, 39th for India, named after Ruchira Rudra Reddy, which is very rare in world history, not only in Indian history. Part of the Kakatiya dynasty. The temple belongs to Lord Shiv. The king of that time was Ganpati Dev. It has granite and dolerite pillars. Otherwise, it is made of red sandstone. The inner sanctum is made up of porous bricks and appears to be floating. So these are the highlights of it. अब जब कहा जाता है कि इसको क्यों लिया गया, तो जो पहला क्राइटेरिया है वर्ल्ड आउटस्टैंडिंग यूनिवर्सल वैल्यू का, the first criteria, outstanding universal value का जो first criteria लिया जाता है out of the 10 criteria is that it is a unique testimony to the cultural tradition. To the cultural tradition. It's a unique testimony to the cultural tradition. Very few temples of the world which are named after the sculptor. इसका sculptor था रुचेरा रुद्र रेड्डी, और उनके बाद ये रामप्पा टेम्पल का नाम पड़ा. So these are the few temples which are named after the sculpture. और जो पहला क्राइटेरिया है आउटस्टैंडिंग यूनिवर्सल वैल्यू का, विच इज यूनिक टेस्टिमनी टू द कल्चरल ट्रेडिशन विच इज अवेलेबल टू द वर्ल्ड, उसके अंडर दिस इज कवर्ड. Now we will go into all the criteria one by one, which I think are important for you to understand. So if we go by the natural heritage site, तो हम लोग पहले कौन सा लेते हैं? पहला क्राइटेरिया फॉर नेचुरल हेरिटेज साइट्स. नेचुरल हेरिटेज साइट, नेचुरल हेरिटेज साइट में पहला क्या आता है? नेचुरल हैबिटेट्स फॉर इन सीटू कंजर्वेशन. नेचुरल हैबिटेट्स फॉर in situ conservation. Preservation of biodiversity. So natural habitats for in situ conservation, preservation of biodiversity. इसमें आपके क्या क्या आ जाते हैं? इसमें आपका सुंदरबन आ जाता है, इसमें आपका मानस रिजर्व आ जाता है. All these are part of World Heritage Site. मानस फॉरेस्ट रिजर्व आ जाता है, इसमें आपका काजीरंगा नेशनल पार्क आता है, फिर a second criteria to be included in national heritage site is outstanding example of ongoing ecological and biological processes. Outstanding example of ongoing ecological and biological processes. So we are having some of the national parks which come under the hot spot. So like for example, we have the Valley of Flowers, then we have the National Himalayan Park. अभी हम उनके बारे में बात करेंगे. All these we've done under Biosphere Reserve. So some child had mentioned कि आपने मुझे सारे के सारे Man on Biosphere Reserve के नाम नहीं लिस्ट किए थे. Only reason being that you know the list is available everywhere, but the list is common and different for certain specific of these MAB program. तो जो MAB के 6 के Biosphere Reserves are all part of your World Heritage Site. So we are going to do it World Heritage Site. So like for example, outstanding example of ongoing ecological and biological processes. अब ये biodiversity reserves जो आपकी हैं, जो hotspot में आ रही हैं, इनमें अभी भी ongoing ecological changes हो रहे हैं. They are like the Himalayas are moving. They are saying that they are also disappearing. There are glaciers which are moving. So all these are again deserve to be preserved. जैसे आइसलैंड का इन्होंने जो आइस पार्क है, I'm forgetting the name of the park, is included in 2021 as a part of the World Heritage Site, जहाँ पे कि अभी 2 glaciers completely melt हो गए थे. Just to tell you that everything which is disappearing from the face of the earth becomes a part of the World Heritage Site. Reason being they want to both protect it and let the world know at large and to preserve it. So propagate and preserve are the 2 outstanding features for it to be included as part of the World Heritage Site. तो मैंने आपको भी बताया कि natural habitats के लिए in situ conservation, outstanding example of ongoing ecological and biological processes, ये भी इसके हिस्सेदार होते हैं. Then we want to see that it represents major stages of Earth's history. So the third feature is एक तो आपका unique हो गया, एक आपका in situ हो गया, एक आपका ongoing processes हो गया, ecological and biological processes जो है. अब आपका third आता है unique is a part of your cultural or archaeological or whatever. जो natural है उसमें in situ है and ongoing ecological biological changes है. Although the 10 criteria have been listed together, तो आपको भी ये difference maintain करने की जरूरत नहीं है. But in some of the examples like that I'm giving you, you can write there that this was the criteria for its selection. Like for example, Ramappa temple is because of a unique architectural presence which the world at large should need to know. तो वो उसका unique architectural trait है, उसकी वजह से वो include हुआ है. I told you in situ जैसे अपना मानस रिजर्व है या सुंदरबंस है. Then I told you ecological, ongoing and biological processes like the Great Himalayan National Park which we'll be talking about in some detail. उसके बाद आपका आता है representing major stages in Earth's history. Representing major stages in Earth's history. this is also a criteria for it to be included in the World Heritage Site. Then we have what is called, it contains natural phenomena or areas of exceptional natural beauty and aesthetic importance. So it includes a natural phenomena. तो जैसे कोई volcanic site हुई या आपकी कोई springs हुई, natural sulfur lakes हुई, जैसे the Yellow National Park in the US is a part of this. तो कोई natural phenomena जिसकी बहुत ही ज्यादा नेचुरल ब्यूटी हो या एस्थेटिक इम्पोर्टेंस हो, उसको भी आप इसमें इंक्लूड करते हैं. ओके, देन योर सिक्स्थ वुड बी डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली it is associated with events or living traditions. So directly or indirectly, it is associated with living traditions. जो ये आप सिक्स्थ पॉइंट देख रहे हैं, ये जब भी नेचुरल हेरिटेज साइट में किसी को भी इंक्लूड होना हो तो ये फैक्टर सब में आ सकता है. तो इट इज अ कॉमन फैक्टर टू ऑल द 9 points. So this is the 10th point, but it is also taken into perspective while selecting a site. Then you have what is called the traditional human settlement. Traditional human settlement, which can be land use or sea use. And this includes interaction with the environment, which leaves an irreversible kind of change. So a culture or human interaction with its environment. तो जो आपके protected areas है वो भी इसका हिस्सा बन जाते हैं. Then you have what is called the buildings and architecture. Buildings and architecture. ये बहुत बड़ा इसका हिस्सा है. Then a unique, exceptional tradition of civilization living which has disappeared. ये आपका 8th point था. अभी go to the 9th point. The 9th point includes that it bears a unique testament to मतलब it is representative of a cultural tradition which has disappeared. And then the 10th point is interchange of human values over a span of time within a cultural area. So when you see some cultural values changing, cultural values in an area over a span of time, ये आपके 10 फीचर्स हो गए, जिसमें से कि आपका जो 6th पॉइंट था वो किसी भी क्राइटेरिया में इंक्लूड हो सकता है. तो दे इन ऑल we have spoken of 10 points which are to be included as part of the World Heritage Committee. So we started off with a unique representative of human creativity or human genius, which is your part of the Ramappa temple, which is considered to be a unique representative or masterpiece of human creativity. Then I spoke and told you about a number of criteria under which natural heritage parts are coming, and then I gave you an example of mixed heritage, which is your Kanchenjunga National Park, about which we will be talking very soon. तो अगर आप आर्किटेक्चरली जाइए तो सबसे पहले आगरा फोर्ट इन 1983, जहाँ पे कि आपका जहांगीर पैलेस built by शाहजहां. Then there was a Diwani Khas, which is a part of a World Heritage Site. So first is your Agra Fort. I just rub this away. I hope it's clear and nobody is confused about anything. अब हम वो जो architectural वाले points हैं वो पहले cover करेंगे. Then we'll come to the natural ones and then we'll conclude the class. So I'll just keep on listing. आप इसको लिखने की आपको बहुत ज्यादा आवश्यकता नहीं, जो main points है वही मैंने cover करे. Reason being, all these are going to come as some part or the other in your history, particularly the architecture ones. I will be emphasizing more on the natural ones because they are part of our biodiversity. But on the way, I will be telling you a few points which might be of importance to you. तो ये 1983 में आया वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट की लिस्ट. अब हम बात कर रहे हैं. अब 39 अगर आपको बताने लगेंगे तो पूरा टाइम निकल जाएगा. तो आगरा फोर्ट. Okay, the second is your Ajanta caves. Ajanta caves came again in 1983. इसमें आपके पास 30 रॉक कट केव्स हैं, जिसमें कि आपके विहारास भी हैं. विहारास मतलब जो रहने वाली जगह थी. ये विहारास 26 हैं. 4 आपके चैत्य हॉल्स हैं. चैत्य हॉल्स क्या होता है? जहाँ पे आप पूजा करते हैं. द चैत्य हॉल्स, दे आर अंडर बुद्धिस्ट इन्फ्लुएंस. यहाँ पे आपको वो फ्रेस्को पेंटिंग मिलती है. फ्रेस्को पेंटिंग में आपने रेड कलर की आउटलाइन यूज की है. रेड कलर की आउटलाइन यूज की है. देयर इज एब्सेंस ऑफ ब्लू कलर. Just some things which I'm telling you, ये आप लिख लीजिएगा because बाकी सब आपका कवर हो रहा होगा. Absence of blue cover. There are huge rock cut caves. आपको ये मिलते कहाँ पे? ये आपको सह्याद्री रेंज में मिलते हैं. सह्याद्री रेंज in the Western Ghat, जो खुद में एक पार्ट है. वेस्टर्न घाट themselves are a part of the natural, they are natural world heritage sites so far as India is concerned, and Western Ghats became a part of the world heritage site in 2012. Western Ghats are also a part of the biodiversity hotspot. Out of the 4 Indian sites, Western Ghat is one of them. उसके बाद आपको ये कब से कब तक भी बनाए गए हैं? 200 BC से लेके 650 AD तक. इनका जिक्र आपको वकाटा किंग्स के में मिलेगा और इनके बारे में बोथ फाहिन एंड ह्यूनसन. तो फाहिन आपके आए थे चंद्रगुप्त सेकंड की किंगशिप में, and Harshvardhan ki tenure mein, I always used to remember H because Yunsan you write with H, and Harshvardhan ki reign mein he had come, and you find mention of the Ajanta caves at that point of time. I have seen these caves and very few of those paintings and all are found, and moreover the architecture itself is crumbled and nothing is being done about it. But आप जब घुसेंगे तो केव के बाद दरवाजे पे लिखा होगा वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट बाय यूनेस्को, ऐसा करके वहां लिखा हुआ है. Okay, then we will talk. So the first was Agra Fort, second I told you about Ajanta caves, the third is your Nalanda University. अब नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी और इसके प्रीसेंट्स अगेन बुद्धिस्ट इन्फ्लुएंस. ये बहुत बड़ी साइट थी फॉर एजुकेशनल रेलेवेंस. ये आपको 3rd से 13th सेंचुरी BC के बीच में मिली है. और ये मॉन्क्स और मोनास्टिक एज वेल एज स्कॉलर्स यहाँ पे आपको मिलते थे. एक बहुत बड़ी लाइब्रेरी थी जिसको डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया गया, जिसका आज तक कोई रिप्लेसमेंट नहीं है. ये बोथ महायाना एंड हिनायाना बुद्धिज्म का पार्ट था. बुद्धिस्ट आर्किटेक्चर से इन्फ्लुएंस होता है. आई एम गोइंग वेरी फास्ट बिकॉज I don't expect you to remember all this from my lecture. I expect you to read it again because it is a part of art and architecture. It needs to be done in much greater and better detail. Then we are going to talk of अब एक ही इंडिया की साइट है जो कि मिक्स्ड हेरिटेज की लिस्ट में आती है और इसका नाम है कंचनजंगा नेशनल पार्क. आई वांट यू टू टेक द स्पेलिंग क्योंकि ये स्पेलिंग आपसे गलत हो जाएगी. So it's KHANGCHEN. Dzongga. But हम इसको कंचनजंगा कहते हैं. So in the Kanchenjunga we have a national park. This was declared as a mixed heritage site in 2016. So the Kanchenjunga National Park occupies 25% of the area of the state of Sikkim. अब यहीं पे आपको एक चीज मिलती है जिसको कहते हैं द ज़ेमू ग्लेशियर. जो कंचनजंगा पीक है वो वर्ल्ड की 3rd हाईएस्ट पीक है. वर्ल्ड्स 3rd हाईएस्ट पीक. वर्ल्ड्स 3rd हाईएस्ट पीक. So Kanchenjunga is a part of the mixed heritage. It came in 2016. It occupies almost 25% of the area of the state of Sikkim. It has a ज़ेमू glacier. Kanchenjunga is the 3rd highest peak in the world. अब ये क्यों mixed heritage का part बनता है? Because एक तो इसकी जो biodiversity है, it includes oak, fir, मेपल और फिर हायर पे आपको अल्पाइन वेजिटेशन मिल जाती है. इसके साथ साथ एक यहाँ पे नोशन है एंड दैट नोशन यू प्लीज राइट इट बिकॉज अदरवाइज यू विल नॉट रिमेम्बर. द नोशन ऑफ बेयुल. I repeat, Beyoul. Beyoul is B-E-Y-U-L. Beyoul. The notion of, और ये जैसे लाइन लिख रही हूँ मैं वैसे ही आप अपने आंसर में लिखेंगे. It is called the notion of Beyoul or hidden sacred land. Hidden sacred land. And this is a part of the Tibetan Buddhism. ये Tibetan Buddhism का पार्ट है और प्लस Tibetan Buddhism प्लस Mayan land in Lepcha tradition. इसको याद करिए. ये 2016 में बहुत रेलेवेंट था. अगर यहाँ पे कुछ चीज एंड इफ यू रिमेम्बर आई डिड अ केस स्टडी विथ यू कि सिक्किम में दिस नेशनल पार्क द माउंटेन कंचनजंगा और द पीक कंचनजंगा is considered to be a sacred mountain. It's considered like a god. So that is why the people here, including women, are very particular about maintaining and preserving the biodiversity. So it has hundreds of medicinal plants जो यहाँ की local population अच्छे से जानती है और उसको use भी करती है. Not only that, they have started doing organic farming, which is again like a part of social forestry, which they are doing it and they are earning money out of making money out of that. अब ये जो मेल लैंग है लिप्चा ट्रेडिशन का और टिबेटन बुद्धिज्म का, इसका कोर कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है? Beyoul or hidden sacred land. That is why they want to preserve it. So not only is it a part of your biodiversity, it is also a part of your sacred tradition, which is your Beyoul land. or a sacred grove or a sacred place. You will not call it a grove, क्योंकि grove तो हम लोग generally बहुत छोटे से area को कहते हैं, whereas this is a full national park. So this is the mixed heritage and the only mixed heritage site of India, and that is why it is important. अब 2012 में हमने वेस्टर्न घाट को 2012 हमने वेस्टर्न घाट को बना दिया a part of the World Heritage Site, like I just told you. यहाँ पे ब्रॉड लीव एवरग्रीन डेसिड्यूस फॉरेस्ट है, आपके पास मॉइस्ट डेसिड्यूस फॉरेस्ट है, एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट है और उनका ट्रांजिशन है, और वेस्टर्न और ईस्टर्न घाट्स दोनों जाके मिलते हैं आपके नीलगिरी में. नीलगिरी इज अगेन अ बायोडाइवर्सिटी रिजर्व अंडर द MAB प्रोग्राम. और वेस्टर्न और ईस्टर्न घाट्स जहाँ मिलते हैं वहाँ पे अनामुडाई आपकी हाईएस्ट पीक है, जहाँ पे एक अपना अलग सा उनका वेजिटेशन है. एंड इफ यू लुक एट द वेस्टर्न घाट्स इट कवर्स ऑलमोस्ट 6 states. तो ये सोनगढ़ गुजरात से स्टार्ट होता है और तमिलनाडु की टिप पे जाके एंड होता है, जो आपका पूरा वेस्टर्न घाट है. एंड इन बिटवीन इट रन्स थ्रू, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम सोनगढ़ इन गुजरात, it runs through Karnataka, it runs through Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, parts of Goa, and it's considered to be one of the most sensitive so far as the biodiversity hotspot is concerned, because of the high rate of mining which is taking place in the Western Ghats and affecting it. I talked about the iron ore study which happened in Western Ghat. तो ये biodiversity reserve को maintain करना बहुत जरूरी है. It covers a distance of almost 1600 kilometers. अब आपको यहाँ पे क्या क्या मिलता है? यहाँ पे आपको evergreen है, moist and moist deciduous forests मिलते हैं, but most of it is evergreen forest. This is a range of about 1600 kilometers. I just mentioned that above only. And it starts from Songarh in Gujarat and ends at what is called Malai in Tamil Nadu. Okay, then we talk of Sundarbans, जिसके बारे में ज़्यादा बताकर कुछ ये नहीं है, but I tell you it is considered to be one of the most important World Heritage Sites because of the vast spread of mangrove forests. Then it has got swamps. It includes certain endangered species which under the IUCN come in the red list. It includes the Bengal tiger. It includes the Oliver Ridley turtles. It includes the Ganga dolphins and the Indian python. ये ऐसे कुछ जानवर हैं जो कि endangered species का हिस्सा माने जाते हैं. ये it is actually the delta of Ganga, Brahmaputra and the Meghna river. We share part of it with Bangladesh. If you look at from where to where it starts, then the spread of the Sundarbans includes in the west. It includes the Malta river. फिर ये ईस्ट में आके आपका इंक्लूड करती है कालिंदी, हरिभंगा एंड रायमंगल रिवर्स. ठीक है. साउथ में इसके बे ऑफ बंगाल आ जाता है और नॉर्थ वेस्ट में यू हैव व्हाट इज कॉल्ड द विद्या एंड योर गोमती रिवर्स. द विद्या एंड द गोमती रिवर्स, ये इसका पूरा स्प्रेड है. और यहाँ पे ऑफ कोर्स वी शेयर एन इंटरनेशनल बाउंड्री विद
with Bangladesh. I think that is about all we need to know about Sundarbans, because Sundarbans to बार बार पढ़ेंगे. By the way, the number of islands in Sundarbans, which because of climate change have got submerged in water, they've already disappeared. So they are no more to be found. तो वहाँ की जो vegetation थी और जो biodiversity थी is lost forever so far as India is concerned. So Maldives, Sundarbans, all these are going underwater because of the rise in the surface temperature, as a result of which the water levels are rising. Then we come to what is called the Nanda Devi. Ab Nanda Devi has become a part of the World Heritage Site. जिसमें आपके संग है वैली ऑफ फ्लावर्स भी इंक्लूडेड है. अब नंदा देवी का बनी वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट का हिस्सा. नंदा देवी became a part of World Heritage Site in 1988 and Valley of Flowers followed in 2005. This includes, they are in the Chamoli district of Uttarakhand. I think that I have done it in detail when I did the biosphere reserve. Chamoli cannot have a P. Chamoli district. They are part of the Garhwal Himalayan system. तो ये अच्छे माउंटेन्स हैं एकदम. It's a transition zone. Why are they important? Now I will just write why are they important. They are important because they are a transition zone between, and this is important, they are transition zone between Zanskar and the Greater Himalayas. तो वेजिटेशन भी चेंज हो रहा है और अर्थ की जो सिस्टम है वो भी चेंज हो रही है. So they have both the factors which are needed to become a part of the World Heritage Site. So Greater Himalayas और Zanskar का transition zone इनको माना जाता है. They are the catchment area for Rishi Ganga. Catchment area for the Rishi Ganga, which is a tributary of the Rishi Ganga is a tributary of Dhauli Ganga. और धौली गंगा जाके मिलती है अलकनंदा से एट जोशीमठ. सो ये पूरा जो नॉर्थ हिमालयन आपका पार्क आता है जिसको आप नंदा देवी पार्क कहते हो, वैली ऑफ फ्लावर्स है उसमें इंक्लूडेड. ये जो है ये ट्रांजिशन जोन है बिटवीन ज़ांस्कार एंड ग्रेटर हिमालयस. ये कैचमेंट एरिया है ऋषि गंगा का एंड द ऋषि गंगा इज अ ट्रिब्यूटरी ऑफ धौली गंगा and it joins the Alaknanda river at Joshimath. This is what is important for you to remember. Now, I'm not going to write, but if you remember, we talked about the Keoladoi National Park when we spoke of wetlands, and I said that Keoladoi became a part of the Montreat's record in 1990 because of overgrazing and loss of coverage to the grasslands, which was affecting about 275 migratory birds which visit Keoladoi National Park during the winter months. Now, Keoladoi National Park was earlier known as the Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary also, and it receives the Siberian crane and also the spotted eagle, which is again an endangered species, and the imperial eagle is also visits the Keoladoi Park. और मॉन्ट्रिक्स रिकॉर्ड में ये ओवरग्रेजिंग के कारण आया था. The Keoladoi National Park has a unique feature because it contains parts of wetlands, some areas which are submerged underwater, and some parts which are grasslands. So, if in the 19th century, in fact, it was a place for hunting of ducks, and after that, it is a man-made wetland. It's not a natural wetland; it's a man-made wetland. So Keoladoi is also a part of the World Heritage Sites as we know. Now we are going to talk about the रॉक शेल्टर्स ऑफ भीमा बेटका जो मध्य प्रदेश का हिस्सा है. आप कई जगह गूगल पे पढ़ेंगे कि मैक्सिमम अपने पास इंडिया में वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट्स कहाँ मिलती हैं. दे आर टू बी फाउंड इन द स्टेट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र. सो आई एम जस्ट मेंशनिंग कि जो भीमा बेटका है ये 2003 में became a part of the World Heritage Site. My reason of mentioning it to you here is एक endangered species थी called the Dickinsonia. In February 2021, an endangered species called, this is not an endangered species, sorry. This was thought to be an extinct species. तो इसको जीनस थी जो ये इसको जीनस करके एक्सटिंक्ट जीनस मेंशन किया गया है किताब में. तो ये जो डिक्सोनिया है, डिकिनसोनिया, ये जो आपका डिकिनसोनिया है ये एक एक्सटिंक्ट जीनियस माना जाता था, जीनस माना जाता था. और इस जीनस के पार्ट्स अभी आपको ऑस्ट्रेलिया में मिलते हैं. बट ये अभी रिसेंटली फरवरी 2021 में आपको भीम बेटका में मिला है. इनको रॉक शेल्टर्स ऑफ भीम बेटका कहते हैं. रॉक शेल्टर्स ऑफ भीम बेटका, भीम बेटका कहते हैं. ये इंडिया की सबसे पहली और पुरानी रॉक पेंटिंग्स इनको माना जाता है. ये है, so in February 2021 they were found, this genus was found in Bhimbete. Otherwise they have become a part of the World Heritage List in 2003. अब इसके अलावा we have what is called the red पर बनाया गया है. चालुक्य डायनेस्टी ने इसको कंस्ट्रक्ट किया था. एंड इन 2016 इन द वर्ल्ड कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन सैनिटेशन it was considered or projected by our country as the cleanest water available in India. तो इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में इसको कहा गया था that it is an iconic place for cleanliness in 2016. फिर कुतुब मीनार को माना गया है वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट 1993 में. Then I wanted to mention the mountain railways. अब mountain railways इसलिए भी mention करूंगी क्योंकि मेरी भी थोड़ी सी prejudice हो सकती है being part of railways. So इसको mountain railways में 3 mountain railways have been included in the year 1999, in the year 2005, in the year 2008. तो सबसे पहले कौन सी आई? दार्जिलिंग हिमालयन. सबसे पहले आई दार्जिलिंग हिमालयन रेलवे. उसके बाद ये दिस इज इन वेस्ट बंगाल. फिर उसके बाद आ गई आपकी नीलगिरी माउंटेन रेलवे. दिस इज अ पार्ट ऑफ तमिलनाडु. And then of course you have the Kalka Simla Railway. Kalka Simla Railway, which is a part of Himachal Pradesh. Okay. अभी कहते हैं कि माथेरेन which is in Maharashtra, उसको भी आप declare करेंगे as a mountain railway. But Mathेरेन is a part of my railway at present, and there is only one train system which is running there. All these railways are running on what is called the narrow gauge. और कालका शिमला जो आपकी रेलवे है इसमें तो what is कालका शिमला रेलवे, it has 2 engines attached at either end to pull it. तो all of these are narrow gauge railways. इसमें जो आपकी नीलगिरी है इसका जो आपका elevation है is more than 10. It's more than 10 and therefore it is also called a rack railway system. जहाँ पे कि आपका एलिवेशन मोर देन 10 हो जाता है, वहां पे आप स्पेशल अटैचमेंट्स व्हील में लगाते हैं टू मूव इट. So although they have projected Matharan as a part of the World Heritage Site, at present a lot of money is being spent in maintenance of that system. I don't know if it's going to be a part of it or not. But Matharan is a hill station in Maharashtra जहाँ पे कोई vehicles allow नहीं होती हैं, and the biodiversity of that area is fully maintained and it's very much a part of the Western Ghat. अब अगर मैं आपको और सारी बताऊं तो इसमें बहुत सारी आ जाएंगी. So we can, I just mention some of them to you. One are the monuments at Sanchi, 1983 at Madhya Pradesh. Again, Buddhist architecture. It has the lion capital at Sanchi, which is similar to Sarnath. The Great Stupa is there, which was built under the Mauryan dynasty. Then there is the Ashokan pillar. You have the scheme edict. मैं आपको ऐसी पढ़ के सुना रही हूँ, अगर आपको डिटेल में चाहिए होगा तो अपने कमेंट्स में लिख दीजिएगा. आई विल टाइप इट एंड पुट इट टू यू फॉर इन द कमेंट सेक्शन ओनली. नथिंग ग्रेट अबाउट इट. एक चंपारण है पावागढ़ में, अगेन अ साइट विच आई हैव विजिटेड, विच आई डोंट थिंक इज ऑफ एनी वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज दिस थिंग, बट इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. It's a prehistoric Chalcolithic site with a Hindu temple dedicated to the Kalika Mata temple, which it is known as. फिर 2004 में इन्होंने छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराजा टर्मिनस, नाउ इट इज नोन एज CSMT, इसको इन्होंने 2004 में बनाया है वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट का हिस्सा. यहाँ पे गॉथिक आर्किटेक्चर है which with some Indian influence, जिसमें ये पूरा स्टेशन बनाया गया है. At present my office is in this station, so I just wanted you to know that we are all part of the World Heritage Site. So it has got what is called the Victorian Gothic architecture. अब अजंता, ये एक साइट हो गई. फिर अजंता केव्स के साथ साथ आपके एलोरा केव्स भी अवेलेबल हैं. अगेन एलोरा इज अ very much a part of Maharashtra, and Ellora caves are much better maintained क्योंकि उनको various guilds ने at various points of time बनाया है. वहाँ भी आपको चैत्या halls मिलते हैं. Why Ellora is outstanding? Because आपको वहाँ पे Buddhism, Jainism और Hindu tradition तीनों की mixed architecture मिलते हैं. Then you have what is called the Elephanta caves. Again, it is found in the sea, very close to Bombay. यहाँ पे आपको वो त्रिमूर्ति मिलती है, which is, and you have, it is based on the Shiva or the Shaivite tradition of architecture. Again, big huge rock cut temples are to be found there. और ये जो त्रिमूर्ति है उसमें शिव जी बीच में है और एक तरफ अर्धनारीश्वर है और एक तरफ गंगा धारा उन्होंने दिखाई है. Again, a part of the World Heritage Site. And then there are the churches and convents of Goa, जो कि that set in the tradition for the spread of Christianity in India. So therefore they are considered to be very important so far as World Heritage Sites are concerned. Then there is what is called the there are certain arts and architecture in and around Mumbai which are a part of the World Heritage Site. इसमें दो हिस्से हैं, एक गॉथिक है और एक हिंदू ट्रेडिशन है. ये जो आर्किटेक्चर आपको मिलता है इसमें जब वो बैल्कनीज और बड़े वरांडाज इंक्लूड करते हैं तो कहते हैं कि ये गॉथिक आर्किटेक्चर का पार्ट है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स द हिंदू ट्रेडिशन इज देयर विद ऑल इंट्रिकेट कार्विंग्स एंड ऑल. तो ये भी एक वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट का हिस्सा है. विद दैट आई थिंक आई हैव कवर्ड ऑलमोस्ट एवरीथिंग which is a part of World Heritage Site. If you have any questions and answers, you can talk about it. I want to tell you that the World Heritage Site, whenever it is going to come, is going to be related to your current affairs. तो जैसे अभी 2021 में आपका रमप्पा टेम्पल आया, तो ये यूनिक illustration of
ह्यूमन आर्किटेक्चर है जिसके पार्ट का ये हिस्सा बना. तो 2021 में ये आपके क्वेश्चन में आ सकता है. तो when it comes as a question, they'll ask you which number is it of the World Heritage Site. So you'll say the 39th. Then which category does it come under? So it will be a part of the cultural heritage. Then which dynasty? Then you will have to write the Kakatiya. Then who was the sculptor? Then you will write about Richuri Rudra Reddy. Who was the king of that time? Then you will write about Ganga Dev or Gopi Dev, whatever I've mentioned. So your question and answers are going to be based like that. I have not gone into Agra Fort and Red Fort and Qutub Minar and Humayun's tomb, because one, they are a part of history more than World Heritage Site, and until and unless they are in some way affected, मतलब वहाँ पे सरकार कुछ बनाती है तब वो आपका हिस्सा हो सकते हैं, या फिर वहाँ पे कोई somebody, there is an attack or something, or it is a part of your news, then only it will come, and when it comes they'll mention it to you specifically कि ये World Heritage Site है. So we bring an end to this class on World Heritage Site, and further we will go into preservation of biodiversity, or I might just shift into ecology for some time. So then I'll be seeing you for my regular class. Thank you so much for your time. If there are any queries, please put them down in your comment box. Thank you very much.